I get the opportunity here to introduce you to another amazing leaders here. Two gals who are driven by their why. Cynthia Alvidrez and Marisa Fletcher, amazing, amazing women, amazing leaders in power. And I was backstage and I was like, share with me something that's cool or unique or fun about you. And Cynthia shared something to me I thought was pretty cool. She said, a lot of people don't know that I wanted to be in the Navy, actually enlisted to go into the Navy. She wanted to be an encoder, is that right? Encoder or cryptologist. And I thought, oh, that's really cool. She's like cracking the code. Well, she's cracked the code here at Power. But as life happens, what happens is she had her first child. So the gift of having a child changed the course of her life forever. And I think you're going to see a similar theme with our other gal who's coming up here, Marisa Fletcher. Marisa just shared with me backstage, and it touched my heart. I said, what's something unique or fun or cool in your world that they may not know about? And she says, well, I don't talk about this a lot, but Power made one of my dreams come true. And I said, what is that dream? And she said, because of Power, I am now able to adopt my first child back in January. It gave me the location freedom and the financial security to be able to be a mom. And I thought, man, that is incredible. So the two gals that are coming up here are driven by their heart. They are obviously incredibly beautiful, incredibly talented. They are leading hundreds, if not thousands, of homeowners into a clean energy future, which is going to protect the future for all of their kids, our kids, and I couldn't be more honored. So please, please, please help me give a huge round of applause to Cynthia and Marisa. Welcome them to the Power stage. Hey! Walking on sunshine, girls. Welcome, welcome. Light them up, girls. All right, get it away, give it away.
Hello everyone. Happy Wednesday. We're so happy to be with you here today. So Marisa and I will be talking about the Solar Realtor mentality. We're actually going to be talking about the path to success for a Solar Realtor today. And so I wanted to bring someone who's a dear friend, also one of the best solar mentors, tier 3 mentors on the Power platform, just a powerhouse. And she comes from the real estate industry. So I thought, what better to have someone who is here, who came to us from the real estate industry. And myself, I don't have experience in the real estate industry, but I do work with a lot of real estate agents, and we have seen what it takes to put them on the path to success within their Power business. So that is what we'll be talking to you about today. So introducing Marisa. And Marisa, why don't you tell us a little bit about you, and then we'll get started.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. Hello, everybody. It's such an honor and a pleasure to be here to share with you my story. I am a solar realtor, been in real estate for over 20 years, and been on the Power platform 3.5 years or so. And I mean, it's just been an amazing opportunity, an amazing ride. I love the fact that Cynthia brought me up to share with you guys how I was able to achieve the success that I have as a solar realtor. And so I'm really, really looking forward to sharing that with you guys today.
Awesome. Well, we're going to get right into it today. So that is the goal, to just share what the path to success is for this solar realtor and what that looks like for them. So the first step is having the solar realtor mentality. So what does that look like? Now, historically, solar has not been the easiest on our real estate agents, right? Let's just be honest. It's been an obstacle. They've had some trouble. And the mindset around solar hasn't always been the most positive. A lot of them felt like maybe solar wasn't something that was beneficial. So how do we get them from that to here, the solar realtor mentality? The real estate agents that we're seeing that have a lot of success adopt this mentality, and we've been able to take them, whether that's through solar education, whether that's through combating misconceptions about the industry. We've been able to take them here to what the solar realtor mentality looks like. Solar is beneficial for the home when done correctly. I found a great solution for my homeowners. If I don't help my homeowners with solar, someone else will. The solar realtor thinks it is my responsibility to educate my homeowners on solar. I am a whole home advisor. So the solar realtors that we're seeing that have massive success on the Power platform, they have this mentality, and it didn't happen overnight. It did take them some work to get here. So when you're thinking about helping a solar realtor, if you're signing up real estate agents, or maybe you're a real estate agent yourself, this is the mentality we need to have. That's first and foremost. So a lot of our conversation today is going to be lead generation, because if you are a referral partner, if you are a solar realtor, more than likely you might not be doing solar full time, or the real estate agents you're signing up might not be doing solar full time. So lead generation is going to be a huge part of that, because that is the bulk of what they're doing. They're generating leads, they're tagging a tier 3. Maybe they're going solo like Marisa did, but most likely not. So we're going to talk a lot about lead generation, working your database, utilizing social media to launch your power business as a solar realtor, how to tap into that with networking, and tapping into your warm market.
Awesome. Okay, so now I'm going to share with you guys our very first lead generation strategy, right? Because you're either a solar realtor yourself or you invited someone on the platform. Now they need to know how to go out there and get the business. So this is how myself and my team did it. We started with our database. It's the easiest place to start when you're a real estate professional. You want to start with your current real estate clients, the ones that you're currently working with, those buyers, those sellers, mostly the buyers that you're currently working with. And the way that you attract them is through an open house strategy. So what we used to do is we used to have a little section in our open houses that talked about solar. So a little board, and it had a little solar ambassador flyer on there, talked about saving money. What you're looking for is conversations. They're going to look at that board. They're going to ask you questions. There's a prospect. Also at the home inspection. When you guys are doing your home inspection, you're there with the buyer, a couple hours sometimes, going through the house. Perfect opportunity to be talking about solar. And also setting up that client to know, hey, when we get done with this house and we hand you your keys and you're all happy and excited, we're also going to be doing a free solar consultation for you to see if solar is a benefit for you and your family. So that's another strategy we use. There's a closing strategy with the solar referral partners. So like Cynthia, she is a solar referral partner, right? You can either be on this platform as a realtor going in full force, or you can be a solar referral partner. And so there's different strategies that we employ with those partners to get that solar conversation going, so we can do that free, no cost, no obligation consultation with them. And then another thing that we do is market update newsletters. Most realtors, most lenders, we all have some type of newsletter that we send out to our clients on a regular basis. You can add a solar referral partner section on there, or solar referral. Hey, have you noticed your light bills going up lately? Anything like that to start that conversation with your current real estate clients who already know, trust, and like you. Then what you want to do is you want to go to your past clients, okay? You want to take out, so here's a very good strategy you want to use. If you've been in real estate for any amount of time, you've sold houses throughout these years, you should go back to your past clients, time block some time to give those clients a call and say, I added a solar division to my real estate company. And I want to know if you've gone solar yet, or if it's a benefit for you and your family, right? I've seen realtors take a Friday, take 3 hours, time block. They call their VIP referral clients, right, that send them all those referrals. They're going to start from either the most current client or the past client. It doesn't really matter. The point is, you're going to get on the phone, you're going to make those calls, and you're going to introduce the fact that you've got solar and you can help them with solar. And it's coming from the person that they know and trust as their real estate professional. That's a very easy conversation to have.
Awesome. I love that. Proven strategies.
And here's a quick call script that you can use when you're reaching out to them. So what it looks like is you're just having a regular conversation with that client, right? At the end of that conversation, this is the way my husband and I did it. We'd say, by the way, we added a solar division to our company. Have you guys looked at going solar yet? Mostly what we get is a yes, I've thought about it, I considered it, I'm not sure. So we say, you know what? Send me a copy of your most recent light bill. We'll take that bill and we'll sit down and we offer you a free, no cost, no obligation solar consultation via Zoom to take a look at solar and see if it's a benefit for you and your family, right? I'm talking to my past clients. I'm talking to my current clients. I'm talking to my real estate database. They're all going to say yes and find out if it's a benefit.
I love that. And if you're a lender, I have one specific lender, Francisco Jara. He does really good at reaching out to his database, and they do a financial review analysis. Let's see what's going on with your finances, because a lot of lenders, they position themselves as kind of their financial advisor in some aspects. And so they can reach out and say, hey, let's take a look at all your expenses. What about your electric bill? Yeah. Have you looked into solar? So that's been a tactic that's very successful Definitely. All right, so let's pop into social media and how to generate leads as a solar realtor with social media. So first and foremost, update your profile to include solar. This is probably one of the hardest things for a realtor to do. And the reason for that is because they don't want to be confused as a solar representative. I know Marisa, she shared with me, yeah, a lot of people do sometimes get confused because they think, wait, did you stop doing real estate? Are you doing solar now? But you do, there is something in the wording so you can set the proper expectation, right? So maybe in your profile as a solar realtor, you're saying, we have a solar division, or I have a preferred solar partner, or ask me about my solar partner. But it has to be a part of your profile because when homeowners think of everything home, they really should be coming to you first as a realtor. So this is something, if you're signing up real estate agents as well, you want to coach them through that if someone looks at their page, they should know that that real estate agent offers solar. The second thing to do is an announcement post, right? If we want to get that real estate agent away from their audience thinking that they do solar full time, if they're trying to remain the expert in real estate, then do an announcement post and explain why you're offering the solar, why this company, why now, and that you're really just trying to service them as a real estate agent. And so announcement posts work great. The most successful solar realtors on our Power platform have some kind of announcement post. And the second thing that they usually do, and along with an announcement post, is engagement post, asking about, hey, their audience, how much is your electric bill this month? What have you heard about solar? Those engagement posts are so good because it shows that a real estate agent is soliciting feedback on what's going on with their home. They're not being biased about solar. They're really asking like, hey, what is going on with your electric bills? What have you heard about solar? Tell me what concerns are out there. And that enables them as a realtor to take those conversations offline if they have more questions. And it allows them to see who has not gone solar yet, which is very, very important. So we see engagement posts work really well for solar realtors, and post solar content on your real estate page. A lot of solar realtors will try to separate the two. Sometimes they want to have like a solar page and they want to have a real estate page, but posting that solar content on the real estate page is important because as a real estate agent, those top agents out there, they're advising on multiple things, on who to go for lending, on who they recommend for a contractor, for example. So why wouldn't they post regularly about solar? And one of our top agents, in fact, one of our top referral partners, Sierra Sims, if you were to go and look at her page, you have stuff on there about solar. Is solar a scam? She has like some catchy phrases, right? Is solar a scam? Does solar put a lien on your home? And then she goes into detail explaining, and it's very eye-catching for her audience, and it leads to really, really good conversation. So having that solar content on your page is very important. And if you do some sort of announcement post, or you have a realtor you signed up that does an announcement post saying that they offer solar, pin that post to the top of the page. There is a way on Instagram where you can pin the post, so when someone goes to see their page, they see that at the very top. Use the social media shareables. So for those of you that have not been utilizing, there's already social media shareables that a real estate agent can grab and post. So if you are signing up realtors, you can let them know, hey, this is plug and play. You already have some content here. You don't have to think of what to say. We already have some professional, beautifully made content under the social media shareables in Knowledge Base that they can utilize right away on their social media. And this is one example I talked about earlier, Sierra Sims here on the left. You can see she has a post there. I just took a snapshot of her Instagram, reasons why you do not want interest rates to go down. So she's educating people on interest rates. And then below you can see she has a couple different videos on solar. And those always tend to get really good engagement and lead to conversations. And she is so far one of the top producing real estate agents on our platform. Jacob Swodek, who you're going to hear from today, he's going to come up and share a testimonial a little later. You can see on his Instagram, he updated his profile and it says Solar Realtor. So when someone looks at his page, they know this is someone who does real estate and they also offer solar. So definitely a great example of utilizing your social media.
Nice. All right. So the next lead generation tactic that we want to talk about is one of my favorite, and it excites me to talk about it. It's networking. Okay, it's networking. The more people we talk to, the more conversations we have about solar, the more homeowners we're able to help. One of the best ways that myself and my husband, my team, we've networked is with something called BNI. If you haven't heard of it, it stands for Business Networking International, or Team Referral Networking. And what those are groups of business professionals that get together every single week. And the purpose of getting together is to get to know, trust, and like each other so that we can pass referrals amongst each other, okay? I am the solar realtor, I'm not the solar realtor, I am the solar seat in my BNI group, so I specifically focus on helping people with solar in that group. And so what that does in the last 2 or 3 years, it just brings me revenue. It brings me great referrals. They get to know, trust, and like me. They know I'm gonna take care of their clients. And so when someone comes up that needs solar, I'm the first person they reach out to. So if you are not a part of a BNI, Cynthia's a part of Team Referral Network. I know that's a real big part of her business as well. If you haven't looked into those groups, I would highly recommend that you do that. Even if you're just getting started, it's one of the best ways to get your business going. And then on top of that, there's those extra bonuses of learning how to give an elevator pitch and learning all the different things to say when you're speaking to someone. So you have all those factors in BNI or Team Referral Network. The next thing that you can do for networking, especially for realtors or lenders or people in that sphere, is you want to look to sponsor local, state, or even some national events. What do I mean by that? For all the realtors in the room, we like to hang out and get together. We like to do chili cook-offs. We like to do wine tasting events. We like to do lunch and learns all the time, right? Those are the events that I'm talking about, and that's what I did with my business, where I would sponsor one of those events. For a little entry fee. I can come in there with my booth. I can come in there with my pull-up pop-ups, and I can talk to those realtors and educate those realtors about solar, teaching them how to help their clients go solar the right way. Okay, you've got a captive audience. It's a great opportunity, and we're always having events as real estate professionals. There's also, like I said, the community events. Also, there's real estate trainings. So if you're a trainer or a mentor, this is something that Cynthia has done as well. What we do is we go to real estate boards. They're always looking for great content to share with their agents. Solar is a great content and a great topic. And you can go to those real estate boards and ask to put on a lunch and learn, or ask to teach the group for an hour. Again, you're networking. You're making those relationships with those realtor partners. And of course, they're going to come in and they're going to want to learn more and learn how they can help refer more people for solar, right? Church event partnerships is something else that I've done to network with. So say you don't have the big real estate groups or anything like that. That does not have to stop you from networking. A church event partnership is just an example where you can partner with another person, one of your partners, someone on your line, and they go to their church and you set up your booth and you set up your event. They trust that other partner, that partner trusts you, and so it works together, right? And you're able to help that community go solar from a trusted professional. So it doesn't just have to be real estate events. It can be church events. It can be eating events, food events. It can really be any type of event that's going to bring you an audience so that you can educate them and help them learn more about solar. And then last but not least, when it comes to networking, we can do online events like, what is it called? Eventbrite, right? Where you can do an hour-long webinar, kind of the same platform that you guys see right now, or you guys see later on today with Cynthia doing the business presentation, right? You put that on Eventbrite. You get you a group of people that come to that online event, and then you do your presentation. So there's many, many ways that you can network. You don't have to be in a big room of people. You can. It can just be online that you're networking, like what we're doing right now, right? So great ways to network and get the word out when it comes to solar.
Definitely. And you know what's nice about this and what's nice about attracting realtors to the Power Platform is there are so many parallels between our business. This is all things that they already do for their own business. So when you're onboarding realtors, this can be something that you say, hey, you can revisit these networking tactics, but instead of going there as a realtor, you can go there and prospect for solar. right? So they already know this. And yeah, as far as team referral network, BNI, I would never not be a part of one. It's just good business. And another thing, if you are a real estate agent trying to launch your business, or again, you're signing up realtors, what's really good about going to these networking events is it'll give them a really good taste of what's being asked about solar, because if they are newer to solar, they're not really used to the objections. And so throwing them into a networking event, into a situation where they're going to hear all of the objections about solar, is going to be really, really good practice for them. I know for us personally, just in solar, right, having solar experience, it's really good practice for us. So same thing for a solar realtor.
And then our warm market. So I'm going to touch on our warm market really quickly, okay? So first and foremost, your home. If you have the ability to have solar on your home, you should, and you should do it with power, okay? That way you can speak from experience and say, I've got solar on my house with this company. I'm speaking from experience. It goes a long way. But say you don't have that opportunity, there's a couple other areas in your warm market that you can touch. For instance, your family, friend, and associates. Okay, and when we target our family, friends, and associates, okay, we're not calling them saying, hey, can we put solar on your house? That's one angle, but you know what we did and call and target them with? Who do you know that has high electric bills or might benefit from going solar? Would you like a $1,000 referral for helping that family? So this is my suggestion to everybody. It's what we did when we first joined the platform. You make a list. There's also a training on this. You make a list. You do not filter the list. You put 50 people on that page, and you start reaching out to all of those people, family, friends, and associates, and you tell them about your solar division that you added to your real estate company or your real estate team. And also, we have a great ambassador program where for every time you recommend a family to us and they end up going solar with us, you make $1,000. Right? And you go through that list. If you do that, you will find your first 3, 4, 5 deals right there in that list, because the response is going to be, hey, I'm interested in solar for myself. What do I need to do? And he said, great, just send me a bill, and we'll set you up on a free, no cost, no obligation consultation via Zoom. How about that? What day are you available? So you're either going to get that response, or they're going to go out and become ambassadors for your company, which is what you want them to do, and they're going to look for people that can benefit from going solar so that they can refer them to you, their solar partner that's going to take good care of their client. Oh, and in the interim, they are supplementing their income and making a great $1,000 every time. My #1 ambassador partner in my platform, $8,000 in 1 year from 8 referrals or 8 families that we help go solar. So amazing, amazing opportunity. I highly advise everyone to take advantage of that ambassador program. That's why it's here, for us to spread the word.
Love that. And then with real estate agents as well, you got to think they're in contact with contractors, right? HVAC, roofers. So when you're talking to realtors, or you as a real estate agent, you already have ambassadors there. You could let them know, hey, since you're already working in the home, we have this $1,000 referral program. Also introducing the ambassador program to those contacts that they already have and already refer business to.
Right.
So we wanted to go over some best practices. So over the last couple of years, as I've shared, I've been working primarily with real estate agents and have worked very closely. And we have seen what are best practices for really launching their power businesses, but specifically best practices for working with a tier 3 closer if they're a referral partner. So we're talking about a lead handoff, for example. So the first one, obviously, which we all know, is gathering a PDF copy of the electric bill. Might seem simple, but if you are signing up a real estate agent, if you are a real estate agent, really this should be part of just gathering their information for your tier 3 seller, for your closer. You want to make sure it's a full copy of the PDF bill. Let them know that we need that in order to build the design. The second and most important part of this handoff is the warm introduction. Marisa and I both do this via warm introduction 3-way text. So what I ask all my realtor partners to do is, don't set me up for a phone call that's going to turn into a consultation. We're not going to do a discovery call, but what I would like is for you to introduce me via 3-way text. That way, they have the chance as a real estate agent to edify you as a closer and say, hey, this is Marisa Fletcher. She's one of the best solar trainers on the Power platform. She also has experience as a real estate agent. She's going to take good care of you. And it also gives the agent the opportunity to say, hey, Marisa, this is my buddy Bobby, and I want you to take good care of him. See what you can do to save him money. And that warm handoff is just so special and so clean. And I never have any trouble with no-shows at appointments just because that warm handoff is so important. So again, it just allows you to edify not only your closer, but also the customer, also the potential customer. Lead ownership and follow-up. This part is very important, defining your roles. So if you're a tier 3 closer, if you're a real estate agent, it's really important to define exactly what your roles are going to be with this lead. Mm-hmm. Is it going to be your closer that's going to be following up? Or is it going to be the lead owner? Is it going to be the realtor? In most cases, what I will do is I position myself to follow up with the client a few times, but truly it is the lead owner. That's why they're called a lead owner. It is their responsibility to take ownership of their lead and get them back on your calendar as a tier 3 closer if it's gone cold. So if you're a real estate agent and you're launching your Power business, you really do want to find a way to organize your leads just like you organize your real estate leads. Organize your solar leads in a place so that you can help follow up. If they don't close, you want to help follow up and help try to get them back on the calendar for your tier 3 closer. So take ownership of that. That part is really important. The fifth thing we wanted to share as far as best practices as a real estate partner is to adopt the trust and support role. And so what I mean by this is, for example, we always have our realtor partners in a 3-way text so that the real estate agent can see what our updates to the homeowner are. They can see what the questions are from the homeowner so that they're not having to ask, hey, what does this milestone mean? What's going on with the project? They have full visibility on all communication going on with the customer. And it is really important to set the tone with the realtor partner or you yourself as a realtor partner. It's really important to understand that your job is to really trust your closer, to really support them, because solar is not easy. There are a lot of obstacles in solar. It's a construction project. There are so many hands in each project. There is a whole orchestration that goes into completing a solar project. So very important as a partner to adopt the trust and support role, trust your closer, trust that they're going to do what's needed, and keep the conversation positive. So I'll give you guys an example. Let's say something were to go wrong, permits are delayed. Now, a partner might jump into a 3-way text and say something like, hey, what is going on? Why is this taking so long? And that verbiage needs to look more like, hey, just popping in, how's everyone doing? Maybe asking offline to the tier 3 closer any updates so that they can get more clarity on what's going on. Keeping the conversation positive is very, very important. I heard Jarrett McAllister use this analogy recently, and I thought it was so good. He was saying, you know when your kid falls and you overreact and you're like, oh my God, and they're like, it hurts so much more. Instead, what actually works is they fall and you're like, you're okay, it's fine, get up. And they're good, right? Like they're always okay. The parents are nodding, yes, they understand. And so it's really the same thing with our customers. If we overreact, if we have that negative talk, if we are not trusting and supporting and staying positive, that can really lead to a bad customer experience. So it's really, really important to align yourself if you are partnering with a closer as a real estate agent. Really important to align yourself with your tier 3 closer. If all of these practices are followed, we've seen really good, solid realtor solar relationship.
That was a great referral. Great,
Thank you.
Analogy. I'm going through that right now. Don't overreact.
And so I'm going to let Marisa introduce Jacob Swodek in a second. He's going to come up and give a testimonial. But as I shared, I've been working with a lot of realtors in the industry. Jacob Swodek is one of them. We've had the pleasure to work very closely together. And together we've helped to build these best practices. Before we move on to his testimonial, I did want to let you guys know that there is the Solar Realtor now available on Knowledge Base. path to success, and we will be updating content on there. So as you sign up more real estate agents, they're going to have a very clear pathway to be able to successfully launch their business. And so that's currently available. If you search it on Knowledge Base, it'll have this training from today. And as time goes on, we'll add scripts and more content to it. So we're really looking forward to that. And yeah, without further ado, I'll let Marisa bring up Jacob.
All right, so I am bringing up Jacob Swadek, and the reason why I'm doing that is because if it weren't for this man, I would not have been introduced to power, and I wouldn't have the wonderful opportunity that I have now. So Jacob Swadek, he is a wonderful real estate broker. He's been in the industry over 15 years. He's a top realtor in his industry, and now he is a top referral partner with Power. He's been with Power for about 3 years, and in that amount of time, he's done so much. He's made such an impression in the platform. He's grown his team. You know, he has these meetings that are every Thursday, right, to educate realtors about solar. So if you guys are not a part of that, you're gonna wanna be a part of that. I mean, but this man is amazing. He is a solar realtor, and he's gonna come out here and share with you guys not only his testimonial, but he's gonna answer a couple questions for you guys when it comes to being a solar realtor. So Jacob, my friend, my buddy, please come on out. It's so good to see you.
Hello.
Jacob. Thank you, my friend. Stand between us.
Wherever you want.
All
Right
right.
there is good.
There we go. All right.
Thank you so much for that warm introduction. It feels so awesome to be on stage with these two rock stars. I want to say to Marisa, my kids are here at the studio, and I was like, this is Auntie Marisa. It's because of her when things were tough that you were getting Christmas presents and birthday presents. You're in my front line, and then to my mentor, rock star, so glad to be here. So yeah, it's been 3 years that I've been with Power, but about a year that I've been real intentional about it. And I just love it. I'm glad to be here today.
Awesome. So Jacob, I've got a question for you because I know this is the burning question. So you are a top solar realtor in the platform. What advice do you have for other solar realtors that are joining the platform or even in the platform today and they're looking to launch that part of their business? What advice would you give them?
Yeah, that's an insightful question. You know what I say always is to just go after the low-hanging fruit, which is true in any kind of marketing environment. You know, as a real estate professional, we have past buyer clients. We have our sphere of influence. Solar's hot right now, especially in Southern California with Edison hiking up the rates. And I just say start simple. It's not a hard ask. People are already talking about solar. If you walk in a room with 100 people and you say, who wants to sell your house? Maybe one hand goes up. But if you say, who's pissed off at Edison? Like half the room's hands go up. So start with the low-hanging fruit, your past clients. We went through our last 24 months of sales on the buy side, got on Google Earth, found out who had naked roofs, right? No solar. And then we just started making phone calls, referring them to the opportunity of solar. So yeah, it's a real easy ask. It's just go after the low-hanging fruit.
I love it. That's great advice. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you.
Sure.
Love that. I have a question for you. So I know that you've been working also spreading the good word about Power and letting people know about Power with other realtors and have signed up a lot of other realtors and lenders. So what are some things that you share with them to attract them to the Power platform?
Good question.
Yeah. Well, I love that question too. It's something I do on a regular basis. First of all, what I've learned is that most realtors and mortgage professionals, they have a bit of an issue with going into the solar space because they are concerned that they're going to be perceived as now being a solar person, right? So a lot of times I say, we got to get over that. And I can thank Jonathan Bernasso for that, who's the one who brought me on to Power, a good friend of mine. Shout out to Jonathan. For the first year and a half that I was with Power, I was just like, you know, I'd bring somebody on, I'd do a referral, but I wasn't really putting all my heart into it. I wasn't all in. And one day he just goes, dude, you're just referring solar. And it was like the voice of God one day. It shook me, and I thought, hey, that's all it is. I'm just referring solar, just like you would refer a painter or a termite company. And I tell other agents and mortgage people that you're just referring solar. Don't think of it as you have to reinvent yourself or rebrand yourself. Now, today, now that I know more, I do say Solar Realtor because I offer that as a solution to people. But I haven't pivoted away from doing real estate. So that, and then secondly, once I tell them, hey, you know, I love the ambassador program. We get a lot of people into our world through the ambassador program. But then once they show some, you know, signs of being able to really do some damage, you know, in terms of, you know, referring, I start saying, hey, you can make $2,500 to, let's say, $7,000 if you want to also collect the Edison bill, right? And make it simple. Let's get these naked roofs clothed. And then because of the systems that you've helped me build, it's an easy integration process into this nurturing community to grow that. So yeah, first of all, I just tell them you don't have to become a solar pro. Matter of fact, we kind of prefer that you don't. Go sell houses. That's what you do best. And you're just referring solar. And that's something that has just really resonated for me. You're just referring solar. So yeah, I'd say that's basically my biggest sales line for them.
Awesome.
Nice.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it. And yeah, the next step for Jacob and I and just our kind of solar realtor community, we recently launched a training where referral partners like real estate agents, like lenders can stay plugged in because they aren't doing this every day. They're not doing this full time, but it's always good as a best practice to just stay connected and have a finger on the pulse of what's going on within Power. And so we created a training where every Thursday at letsrefersolar.com at 1:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we have referral partners that we're attracting to the platform join this so they can ask questions. It's a little bit of an open forum, and sometimes we have some very basic training. So very excited about where that's going, and thank you both for being here today. And awesome. Hopefully we'll see the recording later, and let us know in the chat if you have any questions, or give these guys a shout out and thank them for being here. Thanks, everyone.
Follow us on Instagram.
Yes.
The Solar
Thank
Realtors.
you. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Huge hand. Nice job, you guys. Well done. Well done. Woo. All right. As always, I want to see, what are your nuggets? What are your takeaways? Is there an action that you want to take? So they're sharing with you exactly what they're doing in the field. And we've got a video we're going to roll in a minute of another one of our amazing power warriors, Aaron Browning, and he's going to talk about being in the real estate industry and how he's been targeting that vertical. So, but first, what is it that you're taking away from this? Go ahead and type it in. Who has a naked roof? Okay, cool. What else? I added a solar division. Yeah, right? I love it. I love it. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and roll the Aaron Browning video. When we come back, Zach Bach and I are going to take you deeper into this outbound of how you can connect real estate agents and invite them tonight. So here we go. Video on.
Hello, Aaron Browning here. I hope all my Power Warrior friends are enjoying this masterclass as much as I am. It is epic as always. I wanted to come to you guys today to share a few nuggets, to give you guys a few insights about how our sales organization this past year has added over 400 new seller partners, with about 85% of them coming from the real estate space. Obviously, I have a background in real estate. I am with eXp Realty, which we'll talk about here in a second. I led a team primarily that was servicing the DMV area, the District of Columbia, Maryland, and Virginia. We were doing about 40 million in sales. So I feel very qualified talking to real estate agents. That's a space I've been in for 13 years, just an area of expertise, if you will. I want to be crystal clear, though, on what I saw when I first joined. I'm gonna give my sponsor, Jabari Sadler, a good friend who I've known since high school. When he first called me, probably a year and a quarter ago, our conversations were very short, right? We were always checking in. We've always stayed up to date on each other. But everything he was saying to me initially was about selling solar, about selling glass. I had no interest in a job, right? And that's all that screamed to me. It was JOB with the language. Finally, Jabari, in my opinion, made a really, really smart move. And he sent me a video. He sent me a recording of a presentation. And that allowed me to watch everything that Power was. It allowed me to see everything that Power offered. And the things that jump out to me as a real estate professional that allowed me, once seeing the video, to go all in instantly. Right? I didn't even need to be convinced. I saw it. Was that this model was very, very similar to what we were already doing at eXp. It's a language I already speak. It is a wealth play that my family has already been blessed by. So when I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, this thing's a no-brainer. In fact, why did I not think to apply this model over to other fields, other vehicles, just like Power did. Like, it blew my mind, especially about the revenue share and the stock ownership. As many have heard me say, I'll never, ever work for a company that I don't own. And thank God, Power partners with all of us, empowers all of us to actually become partners and shareholders, which is just freaking amazing. So that's the first thing. Make sure everyone is leveraging this event tonight. It is huge. What I love about using events and tools is that you're not the tool. You're not here to guess what that real estate professional you're trying to recruit is going to be drawn to, what's going to excite them, what their hot buttons are. Allow Career Week, allow the presentation today to be your leverage, right? By the way, leverage. Who doesn't love leverage? It's going to speak to them at a really, really high level. The other thing that's really, really important, and this one is a pet peeve that we teach on a lot on our sales team, is you need to recruit with urgency. So this event tonight is the only event. There is no event on Thursday, no event on Friday. There is no power hour next Monday. Sorry, corporate, I'm just being honest. Our team runs with urgency. The event is tonight, and that is it. And so because of that, we're using we're being very direct with the agents that we're trying to recruit, that we're trying to partner with. We're letting them know that I'm going to gift you a VIP ticket tonight. I only have 2 left. It is tonight, and that is it. Like, there's no rain check. There's no recording. So real estate professional, I need you to move everything around. I need you to get coverage. I need to have you have the spouse put the kids to bed, order takeout for dinner, eat dinner late, record your favorite show. I'm purposely taking away the objections because tonight is it, right? So hopefully you guys are seeing our value on that. But I see a lot of people make that mistake of, oh, if you can't make it tonight, I'm sure corporate will give us a recording. And if we don't in time or the recording's messed up, I'll be sure to get you on our next Monday's Power Hour. If someone was talking to me like that a year ago, I wouldn't be here today. I needed to be led, right? And so that's the other one. Make sure you're leading people. Don't get me started on where the country is in terms of leadership, but it's a whole. We need leaders. Real estate professionals are running around with their head cut off. They're servicing clients hopefully at a really high level. They're putting out fire after fire, very similar to what we do at Power, by the way. And so you need to lead them. You need to let them know tonight's the event. You only have a limited limited amount of tickets. I like to use 2, and you can see I use my hands a lot. I want to gift you a VIP ticket. If I were to gift you my VIP ticket, do you promise? Do you commit that you'll do everything in your power to be there at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, for those of you on the West Coast? I drive it just like that. Like, are you going to cancel every other activity that could get in the way? I want to make sure I'm gifting this ticket to someone who's going to receive it, someone's going to use it to the best of their ability. And when I use language like that, urgency like that, I'm leading like that, I have a really, really high show up ratio. I think that nugget alone is going to help a lot of people tonight. The last one is show them the money. Show them the money. You have to remember, real estate professionals is very similar to the Power model, right? We are used to large-sized commissions. And I'm speaking in generally speaking, right? Depends on the market. If there were smaller priced homes, obviously it's smaller, but it's still going to be very, very similar to what we do at Solar. And so a lot of times real estate professionals are pitched, especially the good ones, opportunity after opportunity. That's the other piece that got me really excited with Power. I have never seen real estate size commissions outside of real estate. And that is exactly what Power offers. And that's why I'm smiling from ear to ear. And so I tease that, right? If I'm talking to an agent and I know them, I'm going to share stories, right? I'm not doing it. I'm not bragging about myself. That's not fun. That's not organic. It's not duplicatable. And to be honest with you, it's not relatable. It's just it's an ego play. So I like to share stories of people on our sales team here at Power or other Power warriors like many of you. And so the last thing with stories is you really want to get good at matching your story with your prospect. And so I'm going to give you an example. There is a gentleman on my team. He's going to kill me for saying it because he doesn't like recognition, Mr. Patrick Adu. Last month, he earned $125,000 from commissions at Power. He's only been with us about 8 months. He's also a real estate professional. He does not come from Solar, just like I don't. And so I share that story a lot because that grabs people's attention. It shows them what's possible. But here's the nuance with that, right? I don't share that story with a real estate professional who's only made $50,000 a year selling homes. That story of Patrick is unfair. freaking relatable. It is too big that they won't even be able to rationalize it. They won't be able to make sense of it. And most likely they'll ignore everything else I say after sharing that story. It's not relatable. It's not something they can go out there and get. They just can't visualize it. So I'm sharing that story with the ballers, the builders, the agents who most likely own teams. They're doing very, very well financially. Smaller agents, maybe they're just starting out. They're a real estate professional part-time. They haven't had that big win yet. I'm going to share smaller stories. I'm going to share stories of a brand new agent making $13,000 their first month with us. That story is very, very relatable. They're like, wow. And I'll ask them, Mr. Agent, Mrs. Agent, what would you do with an extra 13 grand in your pocket next month for a business that marries so well with what you're already doing day to day in real estate, right? That speaks to them. Now, the reverse. I'm not sharing that smaller story, right? No judgment here, with someone who's already making 6 figures a month from real estate. It's not large enough. It's not going to grab their attention. They're not going to devote their time and energy, expenses, their team over from their bread and butter if it's bringing in 6 figures when I'm only promising 13. Right? It doesn't make sense. So you really want to make sure you match those stories up with the prospect. Hopefully this helps. I look forward to seeing everyone on our event tonight. It is going to be epic. Run with urgency. Share those income stories for those that are relatable, and freaking lead, Power Warriors. Hope each and every one of you have a great day. We'll talk soon. Be blessed.